back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Notorious, he got that on his name? That nigga got Notorious in front of his name like he Biggie? Okay, he fuck with hip hop then, 50-0, nigga, the motherfucking champ, nigga. 50-0, fuck that motherfucking punk ass McGregor, you bitch. Fuck him. Motherfucking champ, nigga. Yeah, nigga, that's what you get for coming to a motherfucking gang fight with a butter knife, you bitch ass motherfucker. Fuck you, nigga. Money team, champ, nigga. Where the party at, Floyd? Yeah. Hi, honey.
Talk some shit now. I got one more rib left for you.
50-0, nigga. Hey, McGregor a bad motherfucker, though. I give him his. He got hard. He got hard.
Matt Brown, the immortal, wants to kick Snoop Dogg's ass in real life. He said if he sees him at the UFC Performance Institute, he might just punch him in the face. It's on site. He didn't say the on site part, but that's what he was essentially saying. Now, I mean, I get what he's saying, and I get why he's pissed off. And the reason he's given is because Snoop Dogg called Conor McGregor a bitch after losing to Floyd Mayweather when he was just hyped up. Literally, he gave his instant reaction to the fight, had a crowd full of people around him, clearly most likely intoxicated, of course, not only on marijuana but alcohol as well. It was a huge night for everybody around the world. Everybody was having some festivities for Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. I mean, people were getting together just to get together more so than the fight. It was just a fucking event. And so Snoop Dogg did Instagram, I believe, Instagram Live, his immediate reaction. Oh, fuck Conor McGregor, that bitch ass nigga, you a bitch. Yeah, money team, cuz. You know, and I get what Matt Brown's saying, of course. You gotta be respectful, especially with fighters, even though that fight wasn't like a typical MMA fight where I would be more respectful to a normal MMA fight than that was kind of like a shit show, kind of, right? Just because we were paying $100 to watch one of the greatest of all time fight a newcomer. I mean, it is what it is. It's still a combat sport. So, I mean, respect to both guys, but at the same time, I respect a normal MMA fight more than, like, Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, even though fucking respect on both their names, more so Conor's than Floyd's. I mean, how much respect do you give Floyd Mayweather for fighting a fucking rookie? You know what I'm saying? How much? But I get what he's saying. You still got to be respectful. But my issue with Snoop Dogg was more so with his Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series commentary. Like, that Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather thing, I get it. Some people don't like the word bitch. But he wasn't saying, like, Conor McGregor is a female dog. Like, he's a bitch. He's 100% a bitch forever from here on out. No, it was in the moment just saying that word bitch, not even intending on equating Conor McGregor to a bitch. At the end of his rant, which I played for you, he said, no, respect to Conor McGregor, he's got heart. That was just his instant reaction. Before that, you could tell Conor he didn't even know much about Conor McGregor. Oh, he's like, oh, he calls himself the Notorious? Oh, okay, so he must know something about Biggie. Like, he didn't know much about Conor McGregor, so he's just a fucking casual fan watching. That's no different than some fucking trucker at a bar or at a Buffalo Wild Wings watching an Anderson Silva fight saying, fuck that motherfucker, he's in there dancing, knock his ass out. There'd be the exact same amount of disrespectful, and they're just casual fans. Who really gives a fuck, bro? I mean, they're just casual fans. I get it. I don't mean you need to punch them all in the face, you know what I'm saying? And you can. You're a fighter. You're a badass. You can punch them all in the face. Hell, you can punch anyone in the face that you want. But they can also defend themselves, you know what I'm saying? And with a weapon if need be. I mean, Snoop Dogg, I mean, a lot of people know his history. Some people don't, of course. Came up gangbanging, Crips, blah, blah, blah. Musician, legendary musician, rapper, went to reggae, went to other genres. Snoop Dogg is a fucking musician legend, probably has Grammys, actor. He's a fucking legend with a team of bodyguards, most likely. So, I mean, it's cool to say, yeah, I'll punch his skinny ass in the face. But if you do, I'm just saying, you know, there's always going to be shit that can happen, like, for instance, a fucking gun, which is what a lot of people would do. A lot of people are pussies. Yeah, you can call him a pussy if you want, but Snoop Dogg's not a trained fighter, so you just roll up on him at the Performance Institute when he's, he's walking with Uriah Faber about to do the Snoop cast. The UFC gave this guy a job, Snoop cast, Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, and you see him and you're pissed off, you can punch him, do by all means, but for one, he can press charges, but he's fucking a gangster, and gangster code, they don't press charges, or your ass can just get shot, but it is what it is, man, you're the immortal. But not even just to Matt Brown, that's to anybody. I mean, I get it though. Snoop Dogg was super disrespectful as far as, in my opinion, it was the Tuesday Night Contender Series commentary though. He would be like, oh, that nigga can't get up, he's weak, cuz, like, you know what I'm saying? That was more disrespectful to me. Joe Rogan and Matt Brown also went on to talk about, like, not only that, but just commentary on fighting in general. And it kind of touched on me a little bit, not specifically, but Matt Brown was asking Joe Rogan, like, do you think people that have never fought before should even be able to, like, comment on sports? He's like, Joe Rogan's like, I get what you're saying, like, you've got to be super respectful. Joe Rogan didn't agree and say, yeah, you should never talk about fighting if you're not a fighter, because that just really wouldn't make sense. There's people that are professional, like the John Anik of the world, the Mike Goldbergs of the world. No, they might not be fucking, or even comedians, the Luis J. Gomez's. There's people that watch the sport that are hardcore fans that keep up with the news every single day, even more so than some fighters. If you were to ask like a Matt Brown, or just I'm just using him because he's in the video. Just anybody off the top of your head, or John Jones, any of these fighters, most of them don't keep up with the sport as much as some of the analysts. Like, I watch every single fucking UFC fight card, UFC 221, prelims and shit. How many other fighters keep up with that type of shit? The daily news, the rumors, all of that type of stuff every single day. Fighters are busy training and shit to really keep up with that stuff. So you need some fucking nerds like me or someone else to come in and talk about the shit and educate people. Now, Joe Rogan did say, but like if you're going to commentate on sports, yeah, you should be respectful. It's not the same thing as some fucking football game, even though those guys, injure themselves too. It's different. When you're going into a fight, you're most likely somebody's getting fucked up. Football, if everything goes well, all the plays go well, there's not no crazy ass injury. It's just a fucking game. But a fight is a fight, so you got to be super respectful when you're giving commentary on a fight. I completely agree with that, and that was my problem with Snoop Dogg commentating for the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. But as far as the Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather thing, to me, that's no reason to punch Snoop Dogg in the face. You know what I'm saying? Just because, for one, Snoop Dogg was team boxing. It was MMA versus boxing. For two, Snoop Dogg has hung out with, partied with, all type of shit with Floyd Mayweather. They have a relationship, a real life money team, hanging out together relationship, like fucking friends. You know what I'm saying? So he's on his side. You can say brothers, but clearly they're not related. But you get what I'm saying. He's on Floyd Mayweather's side, and he don't know shit about Conor. The beginning of the fight, he didn't even know Notorious was Conor's name. He don't know nothing about Conor. He's just he's just, a lot of people were disrespecting Floyd Mayweather. Fuck, Floyd is going against Conor. He's about to get knocked out. Fucking woman beater, boom, 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 boom. It goes both ways. That doesn't mean you should punch Conor McGregor in the face, or you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I've said my piece. I do think you should be respectful if you're commentating on sports, and like they said, like, oh, you shouldn't commentate if you've never been punched in your face. Like, oh, well, if that's the case, I think we've all at least been punched in the face, whether it's a street fight or a school fight or whatever the fuck. We've all been in some type of scuffle. Or are you going to move the goalpost and say, no, you've actually got to, like, train jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai. It can't just be a regular fight. It's like, oh, okay, so, and then if I just train Muay Thai, yeah, but you're only a fucking blue belt, so you really shouldn't be talking about it. It's like, dude, I keep up with this shit every single day, but at the same time, you should be respectful. I completely agree with that. You shouldn't be on here saying, oh, that guy fucking looked like he sucked, and he don't know what he's doing when you don't know what the fuck he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with Snoop Dogg shouldn't be a commentator, but him just giving his live reaction to a fucking Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight, he shouldn't be punched in the face for that. And if you guys do remember, I did that fucking hashtag Fire Snoop diss track back, that was actually trending back in the day, hashtag Fire Snoop, because I think some of the shit it was either from the Floyd Mayweather fight or some of his words he was saying during the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. But there was a whole it was trending, hashtag UFC Fire Snoop, like, because he was hired by the UFC. So maybe we need to talk to the UFC, whoever was responsible for not firing Snoop. But with that being said, I'm going to refresh everybody's memory because it was a dope-ass track, and I was just fucking around, man. I grew up on Snoop Dogg and shit, so, and that culture. So I understand he wasn't saying Conor McGregor is a bitch and all of his training is nothing. He's still a bitch. He was just celebrating, essentially, not being super disrespectful. But it comes off as disrespectful, and you have the right to take it as disrespectful. But punch him in the face. Go ahead, man, if you see him. But, I mean, with every action, there's a reaction. So let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out. I'm about to listen to that shit myself. Hashtag.
Yeah. You know you fucked up, right? Full time in the house. Let's get it. With so much drama in this day and age, it's kinda hard being full-time MMA, but I somehow, some way, keep coming up with content for my hitters like every single day. Now let's get to this nigga Snoop. Disrespecting McGregor, thinking that shit was cute. Calling Conor a bitch, well what the fuck does that make you? You ain't no big dog, old nigga, you a pooch. And keep it real, Conor didn't even fucking lose. Fuck the Mayweathers, made $1 million off them dudes. And that's in a pillow fight, boxing ain't no real fight. How he get knocked out, still walk out looking like $1 million likes. Snoop, I think you sipping too much gin and juice, cause something's gotten into you. What the fuck you thinking dissing one of the dudes getting you paid? Now a lot of people don't like you, got them on Twitter yelling hashtag fire Snoop. Bitch! Full time in the house, ayy. Full time in the house, ayy. Hey, that would be crazy if Snoop Dogg actually heard this, man. I'm just fucking around. Hashtag fire Snoop. But nah, Snoop Dogg's a legend. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.